Hi, my name's Karen. Welcome to Sapphire Blue Travel and Mindset. And today for our Travel Tip Tuesday, I thought I would do something a little bit different. Just recently, we celebrated our 4th anniversary of our first cruise. If you're new around here, our tips are usually 2 to 5 minutes, but this one's going to be a little bit longer, so welcome. Bear with me as I share some insights into what I learnt while I was cruising. And if you're a regular, welcome back. So, as I said, 4 years ago, we embarked on our very first cruise. So I thought today I would share with you that we learnt while we were cruising that first cruise. The first lesson that we learnt was actually before we'd even got on board. We arrived at the port to embark and we were handed a piece of paper stating that one of our destinations was being taken off the itinerary due to a typhoon. Now, I'm all for safety, but that was a lesson really early on that not everything goes as planned. And since then, we've had 3 other cruises, and out of those 3, 2 of them have had itinerary changes due to weather and keeping everybody safe. So be prepared for that one. The second thing on embarkation day that we were not aware of that was a bit of a shock was that the staterooms actually aren't open until later in the day. So if you board at anywhere from 10 till 2, you're probably not going to, or 1, you're not going to get access to your stateroom. The very logical reason for that is because the ship will come into port that morning, the cruise will disembark, be off by 9 o'clock. They've got to go through, clean, restock what they can in the public areas and have a couple of hours without people on board. And then at about 10:30 they usually start to let people back on. This is all part and parcel, general practice. Most cruise lines do it. The stateroom area, all those room attendants are working like nothing else to turn over all those rooms and get them ready for the oncoming passengers. There's lots to do on the ship when you board, even before you get into your stateroom. So on that day, pack light with your carry-on because you may have it for a few hours to keep you company. Wandering around the ship to get orientated with it, just the excitement of being somewhere new. There's loads to explore, but most bars and a few restaurants are open, so you've got places to eat. They're usually for restaurants and dining options, they're usually the included ones, but you've got lots and lots of options. The other thing too is enjoy some of those what are going to become high traffic public areas while there aren't a lot of people on board, because not everybody boards at 11 o'clock. So that was embarkation day and some of the things that we learnt on that day. The other thing too is your luggage might not get there till later that evening because they've got a couple of thousand people's luggage usually to spread out through the ship. So or you may end up with your bag in the naughty corner, which we did when our son's friend had packed a paddleboard because they'd never cruised before either and didn't realise that was going to get them pinged. So their bag got held. We had to go down to security and pick it up later, minus the paddleboard, which we forgot to pick up at the end of the cruise, which you can do if you do have something confiscated. So always check online to see what you can and can't take on board with you so that you are prepared and you don't end up in the naughty corner. Cruise planners. These come out daily and they're usually put in your stateroom in the afternoon when the attendants go through. These list all the activities that you can do during the day so that you can plan for the next day. If you've got a sea day, you know exactly what you're doing and how to fill in that day or what you're going to decide to miss out on. The choice is yours. So cruise planner becomes your best friend, and it probably took us 3 or 4 days to really get used to how to use the cruise planner and all that is in it, because there's lots of information in it. Your dress attire for the evening meals, or if there's a theme that night, The next tip I want to talk about is theme nights. Most cruises have them, and they are usually a dress up. Sometimes there's a party involved, so there might be like a dance party on part of the ship, and it's a whole lot of fun. Most cruise lines have a general theme party that a ship's running for a season. So if you get involved in Cruise Critic or Facebook groups that are related to that cruise line, they will tell you. Someone will know. Someone will have just been off that ship that has done XYZ. So they might have had a white party or a tropical night or Hawaiian night or a 60s or 70s themed rock party or lots and lots of different things. And then of course on formal nights or gala nights, as some cruise lines are calling them if they've still got them, people get dressed up. Quite often there are rules about eating in the dining room on those nights, and you do have to step up from casual pool attire, and they may not let you into the dining room for that night. So just be aware of that. That is one of the policies of the cruise line. Getting around the ship is really easy. Quite often when you first get on board, or even after you've been there 8 days, it can still get confusing. You forget where you are or where something else is where you are. And quite often, especially like I know definitely on Royal Caribbean, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other cruise lines do it too, they have perspex cutouts of the ship in like their lift wells and out near the main dining room or the theatre and stuff like that. That these perspex cutouts are the ship pointing in the right direction, and they've got a little sticker that says you are here, so you can figure out where you are on the ship and where you need to go. The other thing that they have interactive notice boards where you can go and pull up things like usually even the daily planner, restaurant menus. You can also navigate from where you are to where you need to be, and it will usually pull up the most direct route to walk that way. One thing I will say about lifts is that particularly in busy periods, you will have to wait a long time for a lift, and they have been pre-corona quite packed. So if you can do the stairs, definitely contemplate using the stairs as part of your daily exercise regime and getting from places like the theatre, or if there's a major event going on in one part of the ship, you can guarantee that at the end of that event the lifts will be very busy, and either find somewhere to sit and wait it out, or be patient, or take the stairs. Magnets. Let's talk about magnets. Did you know that the majority of your ship that you will be on is made of steel? So magnets we didn't know about them on this particular first cruise, but since we've learnt and we've used them, and they're amazing. You can buy magnets. We've got some that supposedly hold up to 22 kilos. I'm not going to test that. And another couple that hold about 5 kilos. These magnets are a great little thing. They can go near the door, out of the way but up high for your hats and bags and things that you want easy access and easy finding for. A great extra storage capacity. And maybe one day we'll do a video about storage. Put it in the link below if you're in the comments below if you're interested in storage solutions for cruising, and we can maybe look at doing that one day. As I said, on embarkation day sometimes it's great to walk around and get some of those public areas that might not be quite so quiet later on the cruise, and just get a bit of a feel for them. But never fear, even though there's lots of areas that seem crowded and full on, you will find places where you can sit and relax that aren't quite so busy. We've even found bars in the middle of the day that might be a nightclub at night. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's hardly nobody up there. We've gone and sat in the sun, been able to get a drink because there's usually a bartender there, and It's been a great little spot. There's usually spots around the ship that you can sit out in the open where not a lot of people go, including at the back of the ship where you can watch the wake of the ship as you keep sailing forward, and that's usually really pretty. And if you can get down there at the right time of day with the sun in the right spot, amazing. Bottles of wine. Did you know that you can get bottles of wine that you pay for, obviously, but a nice bottle of wine, and you can stretch it over 2 meals. You don't need to have it all in one meal. We've done it a few times where we've bought a really nice bottle of red. We've enjoyed it in the dining room one night. We've made sure we've picked meals that complement it, knowing that the next night we were going to go to a specialty restaurant, or we've bought it at a specialty restaurant and enjoyed it at the dining room the next night. They will store that bottle of wine, keep it safe for you, and then you can request it the next night when you arrive at whatever restaurant it is. They will get it out of the cellar for you and have it ready for you to consume. Really good tip and a really nice way to have a really nice bottle of wine over a couple of meals. Now, a couple of things that maybe might not be all that pleasant, but the staff work so hard and are away from their family and are such beautiful people. We enjoyed chatting to them and just encouraging them as we go along. Even the staff that are wiping down the banisters in the stairs, they love it when you just say, "Hi, how you going? Did you get outside today?" or something like that, because they work long hours. Quite often, if they're doing that job, that's their job, and I'm sure it's worse now with Corona. They don't get outside necessarily for a couple of days. They might not get time to. So be nice to the staff. Talk to them. They love it. Even if you just say hello to them and give them a smile on the way past, you've seen them, you've acknowledged them, and you've acknowledged that they're beautiful people. The other thing that we want to talk about is deck chairs around the pool area. There's lots of chatter about this on any forum, any website that you go on. Lots of people seem to think that they're entitled to hold the chairs, but the policies of cruise lines is usually about after half an hour. If it is brought to the crew's attention, they will, and they know that the people aren't they can't see people in the pool or anything like that, they will have permission to move your stuff to somewhere safe, hold it for you until you come back and get it so that someone else can use that. I love cruising. It took us 10 years to get there, but we finally got there 4 years ago, and since then we've been on 3 other cruises. We did have a cruise booked for next month, which is October 2020, but obviously due to COVID, that's not going to happen. And the fact that it was in Europe and Australians still aren't allowed to leave the country, it was never going to happen. I hope that some of our experience helps you prepare for a cruise. Thanks for joining me today. If you liked what you saw, why not hit the like and subscribe buttons? Hit the little bell so you can be notified of our upcoming videos. We have videos that go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, all being well at 7:15 in the morning Australian Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to become part of the Sapphire Blue travel family. Have a great day. As always, travel brilliantly. Bye. Have you cruised before? Let us know in the comments below how you found your first time experience. And if you'd like to see more, why not click on one of the boxes.